Back at it again, and I've got to show you guys these couple of clips here because it is absolutely hilarious what happens in this video. Also what is happening is absolutely a shame as well. What's happening from the mainstream media, but I am happy to see that most people are waking up to it and realizing what is happening, and they're not buying mainstream media anymore. They're not believing mainstream media anymore. I feel like the trust in mainstream media is at an all-time low, and it's amazing that they don't revert course, because eventually mainstream media will not be a thing at this pace, at this rate. People will go to alternative sources to get their news instead of going to mainstream media. I feel like a lot of you already do that, right? I feel like a lot of you already, skip over mainstream media and come right here to YouTube and watch whomever. Maybe you watch me on a daily basis for your news, or anybody else, right? Instead of going to mainstream media. And I think eventually mainstream media will not exist at the rate that they're going. And it's all because of what I'm about to show you, or stuff like what I'm about to show you. Like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button if you are new. And first, we have to get into all of the times that they try to convince us that Trump is that terrible guy, that Hitler guy. Yeah. Check it out.
Of course, it's Trump is a Nazi time again.
Let's deal with Hitler, okay?
I don't think it's hyperbolic to say that. I mean, that is Mussolini, Hitler-like language.
Trump's affinity for Hitler was always covered under an umbrella of his stupidity.
Echoing Hitler's words.
Listen to this.
Well, Hitler was duly elected.
That's right.
Echoing the hateful rhetoric of Adolf Hitler.
It echoes Hitler.
That's the kind of language Hitler used in Mein Kampf.
About vermin and Hitler and Mussolini.
That's a horrifying clip. That's a fascist clip.
Just going full on Hitler.
It's from Hitler's Germany.
We just need to say, for the record, that the term vermin was really effectively used by Adolf Hitler.
Echo dictators like Hitler.
With language evoking authoritarian figures like Adolf Hitler. And
Adolf Hitler.
Donald Trump parroted the autocratic language of Adolf Hitler.
Talk about the brilliance of Hitler's generals.
Correct.
General Kelly, yes.
Correct.
That Trump is now a dangerous hybrid clone of Mussolini and Hitler.
I will get to the Hitler.
Basically saying that language is straight out of Adolf Hitler. And
An ignorant person, when warned that Hitler used to call Jews vermin, would stop.
Using the language of Hitler and Mussolini, and there was a lot of coverage of that, Britt. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah,
Trump's turning up the volume.
No.
Well, I don't see Hitler and Mussolini.
That Trump enjoyed the idea of being compared to Adolf Hitler.
Very similar to how Hitler established full power.
Headline: Trump calls political enemies vermin, echoing dictators Hitler and Mussolini.
Adolf Hitler.
That he would like to establish a massive series of concentration camps.
And which Mussolini and Hitler used.
If that sounds familiar to you, it's because it echoes the language of Adolf Hitler.
He doesn't feel it's an insult to compare him to Hitler.
The former president, who's also the current frontrunner for the Republican nomination,
I mean, that is Nazi imagery.
Is mirroring the dangerous rhetoric Hitler used during the Holocaust.
That is the
language used by
Adolf Hitler.
Hitler and Mussolini. It's important to keep talking about this. I mean, he is echoing language used by Hitler.
Could take us down the road of Mussolini and Hitler.
Parroting the autocratic language of Adolf Hitler and Benito Mussolini.
Just like Hitler.
I should note that Hitler's biographer once quoted the Nazi dictator as saying, "Should I not also have the right to eliminate millions of an inferior race that multiplies like vermin?"
So what happened in Germany with Hitler and...
The Washington Post accurately points out similar language was used by dictators, including Hitler and Mussolini.
They've called Trump Hitler 13 times.
Yeah. It's exactly the thing that Adolf Hitler said.
The language of Hitler and Mussolini. When somebody apes Adolf Hitler.
You start talking about people as a vermin, that means that you have dehumanized them. And the next step is extermination. That is extermination talk.
Lifting Hitler and Mussolini's words, what they used to describe Jews.
Associated with Hitler, expansionist power, wartime power. Trump, of course, isolationist, but it was fascist rhetoric.
And took as a compliment her comparison of him to Hitler.
So we've heard that before. In Mein Kampf, Adolf Hitler referred to Jews as vermin worthy of eradication.
There is no mistake here. They know when they lift the language of Adolf Hitler.
We heard him refer to his opponents just the other day as vermin.
Adolf Hitler talk.
Using language out of the Third Reich.
I think he was called Hitler 13 times because of 2 lines from a speech the other day that lasted over an hour.
Yeah. You guys heard that correctly. That was almost a 4-minute video of mainstream media comparing him to Hitler. Oh my goodness. This is just absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. But Jake Tapper and CNN got the shock of their lives when they realized that people aren't buying their messaging anymore. It's not working to fearmonger folks, right? The whole oh my goodness, Trump's going to end America. Trump's going to be the worst thing for America. Trump the worst thing to ever walk this earth. Trump's the worst guy ever. If we elect Trump, we're all gonna die. That whole fear-mongering thing, it ain't working. In part because they overplayed their hand. It's I just got to show you guys this clip. I'm just gonna run it because their reaction is just absolutely hilarious to this new poll. Check it out.
We might. I want to get both of your reactions to this because this was shocking. A Des Moines Register poll of Iowa voters asked likely Republican caucus goers what they thought about a candidate who used the term immigrants poisoning the blood of America. 42% of Iowa Republicans said it would make them more likely to support that candidate. 28% less likely. 29% does not matter. So a plurality of Republican caucus goers, David and then Doug, say, more please, I like this Hitler language.
Look, I'm just going to go back to the thing I keep insisting to Republicans. You have a chance to run the race you want to run. Who knows what will work? Who knows how the voters will evolve? Who knows what will happen with interest rates and crises abroad? What you can know, the only thing you can control is the kind of candidate you are. And if you lose, how you will look back on your loss. And there are candidates who can look back and say, as Ted Kennedy said in 1980, I fought the good fight. Do you want to be the candidate who looks back and says, I fought a disgusting fight?
What do you make of this 42% support of Republican caucus goers for language that seems cribbed from
Republican or Democrat? Anybody who spent time in Iowa around the caucus knows the term Iowa nice. Iowa voters are the nicest people in the world. But what we've seen in the Trump era is that part of the Republican base is not so nice, and another part of the base, so you combine these two, anything that Donald Trump says, they'll just say, yeah, give me more of that, whether they think about it or not. And what troubles me isn't just the language that Trump uses, but if he's using it and then wins, what is he going to do with then that rhetoric? What are the actions that follow the rhetoric? And that's what gets us to a very, very un-American place.
Yeah, Nayara Heck, Doug, hi, Dave Frum, thanks for being here.
42% more likely to support him. 28 less. 29 doesn't matter. A majority of people either don't care that he said it, or like, yeah, I agree. Poisoning the blood of the U.S. And now he's Hitler-like. So, my question to you, Jake Tapper, are the black people of Chicago terrible folks? Hitler-like? Because they agreed with Trump's statement. Basically, maybe not the statement itself, but the what he means by the statement, right? Get these people out of here. They agree with that. I played the videos, Jake. We got the clips. We got the footage. So are you calling the black people of Chicago Hitler-like? Is that what you're saying, Jake? Let me know. I'm just genuinely curious. And if they are, explain that one. Explain that. Are you calling the people of New York City that were telling AOC and Jerry Nadler while they were out there and in front of the hotel trying to tell people how righteous they are and how right they are for allowing these people to come into this country and take their resources and their tax dollars that they worked hard for and expect to be spent on their city and their homeless population? Are those folks who were telling them to close the border? Y'all remember the clip? I played it. We got the footage, Jake. We got all the footage. Are those people Hitler-like too? Or are they American patriots who care about their brother and sister that they've watched struggle in this country already? You tell me, Jake. You tell me. I think they're American patriots. I think they're people that are standing up for their fellow brother or sister and saying, we're struggling here. I've watched them struggle. I see homeless veterans living in tents, and now you're taking our tax dollars that you said we didn't have funds, right? Because y'all remember the clip that I showed you guys of the people of Chicago where they closed down schools because they didn't have any more funds. Tax dollars ran out, right? No more funds. They closed them. And as soon as they start shipping the people in, all of a sudden, all this money everywhere. Hey, we got money. We got money. We can go build a whole new facility. We gonna open up the school for them. We gonna make sure they got warm beds and everything. While we still got people who have lived in this city their entire lives that are homeless on the streets in tents. We ain't never helped them. But we gonna help these new folks though. Make it make sense. What these Democrats are doing is just absolutely disgusting. It really is. And once again, part of me is happy that they're doing it. You know, it's sad that, homeless people have to suffer because of it. True Americans have to suffer because of it. But it will open up America's eyes to who Democrats really are. We checked out a video from the billionaire on the All In podcast yesterday. And he was talking about how the Democrats have basically taken the mask off of themselves. They have demasked themselves because, they always preached about democracy. And they've showed us that they don't truly care about democracy. They care about power. They care about control. At every single turn, they're trying to control us in some way, shape, or form. Every time you turn. And they always try to mask it with, we want to keep you safe, right? that's the new line. We're going to keep you safe. Hey, it's to keep you safe. If you don't get it, can't go to work. You'll get fired. If you don't get it's to keep you safe. It's to keep you safe. Give us those AR-15s and those weapons of war. It's to keep you safe. Even though criminals don't follow laws. Anyway, hey, you're not allowed to carry your weapon in all of these different places. And it's to keep you safe. Even though criminals don't care about your laws on no gun zones or gun-free zones. No, we're not going to put any more officers at these schools. We're not going to hire any veterans to protect the kids. And it's to keep everyone safe. Hey, we got to shut down the digital currencies, the cryptocurrencies. We have to go to a centralized currency that's run by the feds. And it's all to keep you safe. Oh man, isn't it funny how that works? Isn't it funny? Oh no, we're going to defund the police. We got to defund the police. Police are bad, and it's all to keep you safe. Isn't it funny how that works? Isn't it funny how that works? And then they sit here and wonder why people don't buy their BS anymore. So once again, part of me is happy that it has gotten to this level because it's opened everyone's eyes to who these folks actually are. And they aren't people that care about Americans. That's what they try to preach. If they cared about Americans, they would have taken care of Americans first before they allowed illegals to come in here and take Americans' resources that need them. If they cared about Americans, oh man, see, I can go on a long speech. I'm gonna spare y'all from the long speech today. I'm sorry. I'm getting on my soapbox right now, okay? Because this, I mean, it's just absolutely disgusting what's happening, man. But yeah, y'all let me know your thoughts and your opinions on it in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.